here knows about hydration. I'm sure you guys have gone over that ad nauseam, correct? All right. Who can tell me what hydration is? Anybody?
It's not drinking beer.
Okay, not drinking beer. Why do we hydrate? Okay, certain percentage of our body's water. Also, we have toxins that build up over time and we flush those out, right? And so, in order to keep our systems working correctly, we need to hydrate. Now, what's your best hydration method that you have? Water. Water, right? Is cold water better than warm water? It should be about room temperature to cool. You don't want it cold, especially if you are dehydrated. Okay? What type of fluids dehydrate? Coffee, alcohol, soda. Okay, what else? Energy drinks, iced tea. Anything with caffeine in it, anything with alcohol in it, those things are what we call diuretics. Okay, they cause your kidneys to go into overdrive and essentially push fluids out of your system. Okay, less fluid you have, more problems you have. Dehydration problems. What are some signs and symptoms you guys can think of for cats? Nausea. Dizziness, headache. Headache's usually one of the big ones right there. Okay. Some things that some indicators of dehydration is, well, some indicators. How about going to the bathroom? Right?
Should be pale.
Yep. You should be pale. Okay. The darker it goes, the more you need to drink water. Okay. So, a couple of things I want to hit on. Now, actually, I did get the right PowerPoint for the lifeguard division. I ran the lifeguard division over with BGMS for 2 years. Currently in charge of the training center right now. The big thing I want to talk about also, going to the beach. I saw something about Myrtle Beach up there, correct? So is everyone going to Myrtle Beach? Or are you guys just here for Logan? Okay. Well, let's say you go to the ocean front. You want to spend some time in the sun, right? Okay. What kind of coverage do you have on? Should you be, just going out there and, just keeping your body open to any of the weather items or any of the sun items out there? You want to cover yourself with anything? What? Okay. Baby oil. That'd be nice, crispy. First degree, second degree burns on that.
Yeah, 30.
Okay. 30 or higher, especially depending on the weather. You want to look at see what kind of what the weatherman's saying for the day, as far as UV expectation, UV ratings. Okay. But make sure you also hydrate out there. Make sure you're wearing foot protection. Is it comfortable to wear shoes out walking across sand? Well, for you guys. I'm thinking about the audience here. But, I mean, walking out sand, if it's extremely hot that day, you can actually burn the bottom of your feet and burn the tops of your feet too. Anyone going to go out with your families this weekend? Yeah. The younger they are, the easier the skin's going to burn. Okay? So just got to be careful about that. Make sure, if you can, t-shirts that are covering the shoulder areas, wear a hat, things of that. Now, when it comes to actual water safety portion, okay, we have a lot of issues called, let's say, waves out there, right? Go into a wave, if you don't know how to swim, or swim at least adequately, you shouldn't be going past knee height, okay? You cannot save yourself, you should not be going past knee height. I mean, even ankle would be good. Just depending on if the wave hits you just right, you could get taken out. So think about with your families as well, okay, when you're coming out. A lot of the rescues that we see are folks that can't adequately swim, so they go out, ooh, it's water, it's water. They want to feel the waves and the currents go against their feet and whatnot. And they legs get out from underneath them, and then they get swept out. Okay. And depending where you're at, what are some issues when you're swimming a little further out, say chest height, or even just free swimming out in the ocean.
Shark.
Okay. We'll talk about wildlife in a bit, but let's talk about waves in the front areas.
The surf.
Surfer.
Rip currents, okay? Anyone know what a rip current is or how they're created?
Pretty much when stuff pulls you in, it's really hard to get out of it.
Okay. How does a rip current occur then?
Isn't it when there's like two opposite directions? I'm not sure, like the waves coming together.
Okay, well, think about, everyone know what a sandbar is? Okay, it's an accumulation of sand right past the shoreline, and that's essentially where most of your waves are going to break. If there's a gap between those sandbar areas, what happens is the water pushes through like a jet. Okay, so it's already pushing through underneath, and it's creating some circular patterns in the water. But that water that comes up has to come back out. So what happens is that area creates a vacuum, if you will, and pulls a person out. And you'll see a plume. You can actually visibly see it from the shoreline, a plume behind that sandbar where the actual rip currents occur. See that? Okay, never mind. All right, so you'll see a plume, and it's just like a little sand cloud right behind that jet rip current area, and that's essentially where you're going to go out. Should you fight the rip current? No. Why? Worn out. Okay. When you get to a slowing point, swim to the side. Okay, don't try swimming back towards the shoreline. You want to go to the side. Okay, because most likely that area is still going to be affected by water coming in and out. So you're just going to get caught up in that same area and also, again, get exhausted. Right? Let's see. Drowning. When it comes down to drownings, you look at salt waters, just particularly with the beach resort area, but freshwater drownings can happen too, especially on a big weekend like Memorial Day weekend. Okay. Think about hot tubs, bathtubs. Think about if you're having a cookout in the house and you have a bucket full of water for some reason. You have a child and they're not able to, free themselves in a bucket. Right? Those things need to be all considered. Right? As far as fresh water goes, fresh water, you inhale it, you come in and you can push on the child's stomach or the adult's stomach area or chest area and try to get it coming back up. And all you do is flip it to the side and drain out from there. Right? Do the same thing with salt water. The problem with salt water you have is that the salt, whatever else is in that water, get into that tissue, and you have infection items that you have to worry about later. All of these type of victims should get taken to the hospital. Okay. See a lot of folks, they go under for a few minutes and they come out, no, I'm okay, not a big deal. They're still gasping out water, still coughing up water, throwing up water. They need to go to the hospital. Okay? They need to get checked out just because of issues for that long. Anyone have any questions about that? We talked about more dehydration. Let's talk about alcohol and now water. What issues are you going to have there?
Judgment's impaired.
Okay, judgment's impaired, fall in, can't save yourself. Okay, how about the Superman complex? Okay, thinking, okay, yeah, I can swim all the way to that point and swim back. How often have you seen that happen? Okay. And now you're already impaired. You can't tell how quick your body's going to get wiped out. So when that happens, toast. Right? All those things need to be taken into consideration. If you're going out at night, waves at night, or swimming out in the ocean at night, it's going to be really hard to find you. If you do. So, those are just some of those quick, scary points. As far as marine life itself, especially here locally, jellyfish. Okay? Jellyfish are going to be a problem, especially in the bay areas. What can you do to treat jellyfish stings? And
Meat tenderizers. Believe me.
Wait, hold on. I missed this. I'm running my mouth. Say this again. Wait a minute. So you can't be on the
That is not good because your urine will break down the system, the tentacles.
actually, if you have a hydrated person that pees on it, you're good.
Piss me.
Yeah. You know, you want,
So
you're
why
looking
did
at
you pee
a,
on? Never mind. I'm just joking, y'all.
What I'm saying,
half mixture of vinegar and water. That works. Meat tenderizer.
Tobacco.
Okay. Tobacco.
Hey, you ever have a wheat stain when you were a kid? Wrap tobacco and fried it?
No. I've never seen that.
Y'all didn't do that? No. Are y'all from the north or south? From New York City. You're Yankees. Never mind. That's all right. We won't look at it. Okay.
Some of the big issues that you're going to see with, or some of the big medical issues you might see is anaphylactic shock. Okay. Big signs and symptoms of that, throat closing up, swelling up, you know, difficulty breathing, something like that, call 911. Okay. Get an ambulance over there, get transported. If you also, if you have a mild reaction and not having breathing difficulty, you just can't get out, you got whelps, whatever. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what I would prescribe or anything, but ibuprofen is something I've heard that helps with jellyfish stings. But remember, those are some things that don't have signs and symptoms of breathing difficulty or anaphylactic shock. Right? Take it nice and easy. Other than that, get transported. Stingrays. Anyone ever been hit by a stingray before? Yep. Anyone here ever stepped on one? It hurts. Okay, it's not just a spike or a barb at the end of the tail, but it has a little toxin in with it, so it causes extreme inflammation and pain. So that's something you probably want to get checked out at the local ER or clinic or okay. Sharks. JR, can you talk about a little bit about the sharks around here? JR is a member of our EMS Marine Rescue Team.
Too many kinds of sharks that we got here in Virginia Beach. We've had sightings. They didn't wash up on the shore. Say, anybody remember last spring, a bull shark showed up on North Shore up here? Anybody remember that? Why was it there? It was hunting. And like what he was talking about, when you get in there about knee deep, the rule of thumb is you can't see your feet. Don't go in. Wildlife is unforgiving. Yes?
Hey, they got bull sharks up in the Northwest River and out there at by Pungo Ferry.
Yes, they've
There's
actually
bull sharks
learned
up
to
there in
adapt their
brackish
gills
water.
to fresh water.
Yeah. So you don't have to be in the salt water in the ocean to get bit by a shark
True.
around here.
Around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But bull sharks are like the number one. Sand tiger sharks, they're the ones that got just the really messed up gum line with teeth.
Yeah, they
See
pretty
those?
looking.
None of them are.
They start gum on your ass, you're gonna get in trouble.
Every summer we have the piers, the fishing piers out there, and these guys will sit there and clean their fish and throw the chum back in the water. All that's doing is ringing a dinner bell, and families don't understand. Right 50 feet down from that, they're swimming, and that's usually when the shark attacks will happen. They're looking for a meal. They smell it in the water, and they bump into something when they're done.
Beginning of 2011, we had a whale wash up in Sandbridge. And so how do you expect to remove a whale from the public's eye in a big beach area like that? Big whale, about 40 feet long. Don't blow it up because we saw videos of that on YouTube. That didn't work out. What else? Close. What they do is dig a big old hole, right near the pier, where all the people are at, and they bury them. Okay? So that summer, we actually had a bunch of sharks, especially around the fishing pier. We had a 12-foot tiger shark sighted. We actually had people folks catch a couple of sharks right off the middle beach area. One person actually brought out a 6-footer onto the beach. Got a nice little ticket with it, but those are some things to think about. The other issue that we have around here as far as wildlife, or as far as reptiles at least, snakes, moccasins. Okay, what else we got around here?
Cottonmouths,
Okay, what else? Copperheads.
canebrake rattlesnakes. Serious, Virginia is the largest concentration in the world of canebrake rattlesnakes. Right? Yeah, especially that northwest. They're federally protected. What bites you?
Well, the big thing with bites, also you want to make sure that the area's got some either pressure on it or suction onto that area. If it's already swollen up to the point where you can't suction out, make sure if you guys have any sort of restricting device, like get a shirt, whatnot, tie that shirt around that arm, leg, keep it below the level of the heart. Also apply ice. What that's going to do is constrict those vessels and try to keep whatever toxins can enter into the body to that specific area before it hits the heart and the brain. Okay? So that's pretty much the big stuff from our end, the water safety and just the wildlife aspect. We gave Lieutenant a bunch of helpful tools as far as fines that we might come across. And just like anything else, a boat is a vehicle. So think about that. Also, yourself.